Refined sugar is as insidious as it is delicious. Many people are unaware of just how many items in the grocery store actually contain sugar, because like a wolf in sheep's clothing, it has many guises. Sucrose, glucose, fructose, corn syrup, maltose, sorbitol, mannitol, xylitol are all different kinds of sugar, waiting to be ingested by those who don't read nutrition labels carefully. Science is just starting to discover how bad sugar really is. It shrinks our brains and grows our waistlines. Its effects are particularly detrimental in the minds of young adults. In 2016, Mallory Smith, age unknown, was starting work as a missionary when she noticed her sugar habit was out of control. She couldn't stop thinking about dessert. When her roommate would bake banana bread and eat just one slice, Mallory had no trouble finishing off the rest of the loaf. Her rock bottom hit one Monday evening when she was home alone. Mallory was aware of her addiction to junk food, so she didn't buy it to leave it around the house. She just relied on, whatever was laying around to get her fix. That night, it was a cake in the freezer calling her name. Mallory! Eat me! So she opened the freezer door, tore through the packaging, devoured the icing, and threw the rest of the cake away. But after that initial binge, she started to eat her roommate's candy, and in a span of just 5 minutes, had consumed over 1,000 calories in refined sugar. At that moment, a revelation struck. Mallory was addicted. She was stealing from her roommate, eating in secret, overwhelmed with feelings of shame, and yet couldn't stop. She decided to quit sugar cold turkey and lost 15 pounds in just 3 months without even trying. College students should not eat refined sugar. As young adults, it is important we eat healthy to support our bodies for the decades to come. According to the audience analysis, almost everyone consumes sugar on a daily basis. Teenagers and people in their early 20s are particularly susceptible to the dangers of our sugar, since our brains are not fully developed. My research includes online articles, scientific journals, university publications, and editorials. So first, I will describe the harms of eating refined sugar. Second, I will explain why people eat so much sugar. And third, I will give specific examples of action steps to take towards a healthier diet. Now, there are 3 major effects of sugar that can negatively impact our well-being. Sugar can cause serious adverse effects on heart health. Dr. Frank Hugh, PhD and professor of nutrition at Harvard School of Public Health, states that excess sugar's impact on obesity and diabetes is well known, but one area that may surprise many is how their taste for sugar can have a serious impact on their heart health. Americans who got about 20% of their diet's caloric intake from sugar were at a 38% higher risk from dying of cardiovascular disease, compared with those who got about 8% of their calories from added sugar. Sugar spikes serotonin, making it addictive. Our brain is hardwired to seek rewards from added sugar. We are particularly susceptible during adolescence when our brains are not fully formed. And as young adults, we are vulnerable. Our brains are still developing. They're still developing coping mechanisms. And if we eat junk food to feel better, those habits can follow us for the rest of our lives. The consumption of sugar results in a vicious cycle of brain damage. It has been shown in rats that a Western diet can impair hippocampus function. Now, this part of our brain is responsible for memories and the ability to retrieve them. By damaging this part with sugar, We are training our brains to expect dopamine from eating junk food instead of having to make it on our own. We are teaching our brains that good memories come from junk food instead of companionship or exercise. Thus, we consume more sugar, which causes more damage, which results in the need for more sugar to achieve the same effect. Now that I've discussed why eating refined sugar is harmful, I will talk about why people continue to eat it. People lack information about hidden sugar. Added sugar is present in about 60% of items on the grocery store shelves. And a campaign started over 50 years ago by the Sugar Research Foundation to downplay its hazards. They started publishing articles about how a fatty diet was responsible for heart disease. They tried to lessen sugar's role in conditions like heart disease, and it was quite literally a conspiracy. People don't realize sugar is addictive. Emily Kramer, age 42, states that the reason I don't buy Oreos is I can't stop eating them. Once I take the first bite, my brain lights up and I won't be able to stop until I finish the whole pack. Regularly eating high sugar foods can amplify cravings, creating a vicious cycle of wanting more and more of these foods. And now that I've explained why people continue to eat sugar, I will tell you some ways we can avoid it. Get all the information about sugar in your food. Learn how to understand your food's sugar content. Visit the FDA website about how to read nutrition labels. Cooking your own food is a great way to know how much sugar is in it. America's Test Kitchen has a collection of family-friendly recipes, most of which can be prepared with little cooking experience in as short a time as 30 minutes or less. Exercise releases dopamine, which cuts down on our cravings for sugar. You can sign up for a class. It's a good way to get motivated. Core Power Yoga offers the first week free and a work exchange where you can take unlimited classes for $30 a month. Very affordable. And not only does exercise boost serotonin and dopamine, but taking group classes can foster a sense of community, which releases dopamine too. There are thousands of public online workout classes through YouTube, which can foster a sense of accomplishment and a feeling of community. So first, I discussed the harms of eating sugar. Second, I explained why we eat so much. And third, I gave specific action steps towards a healthier diet. Imagine you stop eating refined sugar for the next month. You'll begin to realize what your body can do. Maybe you'll lose some pounds. Maybe your acne will clear up. Maybe you'll find a sense of community in sports or a cooking class. As we get older, your risk of disease increases. Habits get passed to your kids, so we must change now. If college students stop eating refined sugar, then it will reshape what is being sold on grocery store shelves. We will be happier and healthier. We will have more control over our brains and our bodies. And if students keep eating refined sugar, they will miss out on opportunities for companionship. They won't learn healthy techniques for making food delicious, and they will increase the risk of disease later in life. Eating refined sugar is like smoking cigarettes. You're pumping your body full of garbage it doesn't need. Both are wholly unnecessary for vital functions, but people continue consuming even though they know it's bad. My hope is someday drinking Coca-Cola will be stigmatized the same way smoking cigarettes is. Thank you.